Hi, I'm JP Shamshoyan, owner and CEO of Realty Concepts. Thank you so much for considering one of our top-notch realtors to list your property. Starting in August of 2024, the decades-long structure of residential real estate transactions is undergoing some important changes, especially pertaining to the way that real estate agents are compensated. In the past, the basic way that just about every home was sold in America went something like this. A seller would choose a listing agent to list and market their home. When they signed their contract with their agent, that listing agent negotiated a total commission to be paid by the seller to the listing agent's brokerage. And that brokerage, in turn, promised to pay a portion of that total commission to a buyer's agent to compensate that agent for representing the buyer on the seller's home. Once a seller contracted with the listing brokerage to sell a house for a certain commission percentage, and once that broker agreed to split the commission based on pre-negotiated terms, that buyer's agent's commission was published in the Multiple Listing Service, the MLS. Buyer's agents would use the MLS to search for homes for their clients, and they knew exactly how much they would be compensated for their work, because this information was readily available on the MLS. Agents could show any house to their clients that they wanted without any additional paperwork or negotiating being done, because the terms of the interaction between agent and client were made clear up front. If you've sold a house in America in the last 50 years, you're likely very familiar with this setup. The seller paid the listing broker paid the buyer's broker, and everything was clear and transparent from the start. Well, all of that has changed. Moving forward, sellers will sign commission terms that only cover the listing agent's commission. Meanwhile, buyers will be free to negotiate with their own agents to determine how much the agent will get paid for his or her loyalty, confidentiality, disclosure, obedience, care and diligence, and accounting, all of the things that fulfill an agent's fiduciary duty to his or her clients, plus that agent's skill, expertise, and of course, time. Now, here's the key part. By law, realtors must have a signed agreement with their buyers prior to showing them properties. This isn't a company rule or an association of realtors rule. This is a rule that stems from an agreement between the realtor associations, the largest national brokerages, and the United States Department of Justice. In other words, neither realtors nor buyers will take this rule lightly. So what does this mean for you, the seller? Well, a few things. 1. You still need to negotiate your commission to pay your listing agent. Now, Realty Concepts is a premium brokerage filled with premium agents. So if you're looking for the cheapest game in town, it might not work out. But if you're looking for the best value, the agent who sent you this link is a pretty good bet. 2, it is still very, very, very likely that you will need to compensate a buyer's agent. Remember, all buyers will have agreements with their agents that stipulate how much the agent will be paid before they ever step foot in your home. Most buyers, though, only have enough money for their down payment and maybe a bit of furniture and finishes when they move in. So, where will that buyer's agent's compensation come from? Well, probably where it's always come from, the proceeds of the sale, which, in fairness, came from the buyer themselves. In a roundabout way, it could be argued that the buyer is paying their own agent's commission. They're just using you, the seller, as an intermediary. 3, whereas before August 2024, buyer agent commission was preset, now it will be a term embedded within most buyers' offers. You'll likely get offers that ask you to pay the buyer agent compensation, and different buyers will have different amounts negotiated with their agents. Therefore, different buyers will ask for different buyer agent compensation amounts. 4, you will have the option to reject the buyer's request for you to pay that compensation, accept it, or to counter their request with a different amount. Just remember, the buyer is contractually obligated to pay their agent a preset amount. So, if a buyer asks you to pay the 3% that they negotiated to pay their agent, but you only agree to pay 2%, the buyer will be obligated to pay that additional 1% from their own pocket. This will obviously limit a buyer's desire or ability to purchase your home. 5, per Realty Concepts company policy, your agent must stipulate terms with you that spell out additional pay if a buyer is unrepresented or if the buyer is represented by the listing agent. Any notion that your agent should represent 2 clients for the price of 1 is a non-starter. Double the work and double the liability comes at a cost. And unrepresented buyers need the same amount of handholding because almost always buyers need a lot of help. That's why we're here. If this all seems confusing and strange, well, it is. We don't make the rules, but we do have to play by them. Fortunately, Realty Concepts has crafted a form that will allow you to instruct us to offer a buyer's agent's commission internally on our website, via email, and in any other way that we can let it be known that you are open for business and want to get your home sold. Some sellers might make the determination that they want to take the guesswork out of it for buyers and buyer's agents. This form will allow you to do that. By listing with a brokerage that dominates the market with nearly 20% of local market share, you can be rest assured that we have agents in our office who are representing buyers right now who would love to buy your home. Now, with that said, you are certainly under no obligation to make that offer up front, and you may choose to decide whether or not you want to compensate a buyer's agent as offers come in on your property. As the broker of the company that's going to list your home, my advice to you is the same advice that I've given to sellers for the last 10 years. In order to sell your property for as much money as possible, keep the pool of available buyers as broad as possible. If you absolutely refuse to compensate a buyer's agent, you limit your available buyer pool to only those buyers who have enough cash to pay their agent themselves. So while you may have saved money on commissions, you've likely cost yourself money in the end because so few people could purchase your home. Whatever you decide to do, know that Realty Concepts, our nearly 600 agents, our fully stacked staff and management team, all of our related service companies, and I personally remain by your side and here for you 100%. If you have any questions about the process, your agent is a great resource. But if you have more questions than they can answer, just call us, and one of our managers will gladly walk you through your options. Thank you again for your trust and for your business. Best of luck with the sale of your home.